Good morning, guys. Today is day 2 of my traveling back home. I don't even know where I left off with you guys. I think I might have recorded, I don't even know, but as you can see by my face, my eyes, I'm stressed out, I'm fucking depleted, and this hotel room is definitely not helping. Hey guys, it's your girl OG Teddy B back with another video. If you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button. If you've already been rocking with me and you like my videos, click the bell notification so you know when my videos get posted. I have to talk to you guys about an experience. So this is basically the end. I'm gonna jump right into it. This is basically like the tail end, or like the ending experience of my vacation. As you can see, I did put a part 1 and part 2 girls trip of when I just recently went to Costa Rica. They're on my channel. If you haven't watched them yet, I'm gonna link it right here for part 1. And I'm gonna link it right here for part 2 too. Shit. After, if you watch you need to watch part 2 to the end. Okay, because you're gonna see me looking rough, stressed as hell, and I'm gonna tell you why. Initially, when I purchased my tickets to go to Costa Rica, I was departing on March the 3rd, and I was supposed to arrive back home in Toronto on March the 3rd. So I kept my original itinerary because I wanted to show the receipts, okay? So my initial return is from March the 3rd. So I was leaving Liberia at 6:45 a.m. I would go to Houston at 10:26 a.m. I would stop over in Houston for a bit, and then I would leave Houston at 5:25 p.m. and be back in Toronto basically at 9:30, okay? So I would have been home on March the 3rd, which is obviously the flights that I selected to be home on the Sunday, okay? So I basically have footage. Let me get to that part in a second, okay? Because I have some live footage in the story time. So the day I left the hotel, you'll see in part 2 of my vlog, I left the hotel, my transfer came, so I was up from like 3:27 p.m. 3:27 a.m. I got myself together, left the hotel at, let's say, 4 o'clock, because it took 45 minutes to get to the airport. So I left at 4 a.m. So I was hella tired, obviously, because it's so early in the morning, and I left the hotel, went directly to the airport. When I got to the airport, checked in, everything, check-in was a breeze because it's so early in the morning. So check-in was a breeze. It was actually much faster than I had thought. So I was just really chilling in the airport for like almost, I would basically say like an hour and 45 minutes waiting, okay? Just like sitting there like with my headphones in, like whatever. Before I left, I purposely downloaded a bunch of episodes so I could watch some shows while I was in the airport, because I knew I'd be waiting for a couple hours, like 2 hours before my flight. So they call us to board at, let me check if I have that information. No, I do not. So we started boarding at, so our flight was at 6:45, so around 6, I think it was like 6:20, 6:25, we started boarding the plane. So, you know, we start boarding, whatever, I get on the plane and I'm sitting on the plane. So I'm sitting there with my neck pillow on, you know, my little eye mask, ready to catch some Z's because it's hella early in the morning and I just wanted to get some rest. So the pilot rather announces that there's an issue. So we're not gonna leave right away because they have to like do some preliminary checks or whatever. I was flying with United Air, by the way. So whatever, United Airlines. So the pilot announces that, and we're sitting there kind of like, okay, whatever. They're probably just doing some like standard tests that they have to do, whatever. So in that time when he first announced that he made that announcement, I kind of fell asleep for a bit because I was so tired. And I remember I heard an announcement again, so I woke, like I just jumped up out of my sleep. So the second announcement was, it looks like we may not be departing right away. We're just checking the brakes on the plane. I don't have much information right now, but I'll let you know. That was about, let's say, 50 minutes after the first announcement. So it's about now basically 7 a.m. I drop back asleep. 7:30 comes out. I wake up again now, like, okay, what's happening now? So he says, okay, it looks like there's an issue with the brakes. They may have the part here. We're not sure yet, but we'll let you know. Hang tight and we will let you know. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's pretty fucking annoying that they're just realizing this issue with the brakes now. But I mean, I guess it's better safe than sorry, whatever. You know, I was kind of a little bit annoyed because I'm like, I have another flight. But I said, you know, I figured I had enough time since my layover was like 6 hours. I'm like, whatever. Like, as long as I get to Houston, I'm good. I'm going home tonight and I'm going to get my shit ready for tomorrow because I had work the next day. So I fall asleep again now. So this is about 7:30. I wake up again. It's like 7:45, I think. And the pilot's basically saying, apparently the flight is not here. No. This was 8:30. 8:30. No. I think it was 8:30. It was like between 8 and 8:30. So we've been on the plane now for almost 2 hours, okay? Just chilling outside, like in the airport. So he comes on now and says, okay, so it looks like the part that is missing or that the plane needs is in Houston. So that part is gonna come down with a flight that's coming from Houston. So we can't leave. So we're like, okay. So he says, we need to deboard the plane. I'm like, holy shit. All right, man, fuck. Let's just hurry up, get off the plane. I don't even know what I thought was going to happen at that point. I was just so tired, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Let's just get off the plane. Let's make this process a little quicker because, like, shit, I need to make sure I get home today. Whatever. By the time I get off the plane, I'm like sitting closer to the back. So I'm one of the last people coming off the plane. So as I come off the plane, they're telling us to line up too. So we're all lining up, and obviously I line up towards the back of the plane. So I get in line, and I'm in line now at about, let's say 8:30-ish, okay? So I'm in the back of the line. So I'm in the line after like 15 minutes passes. I'm like, okay, well, the line ain't moving at all. We're not moving, okay? I'm like, okay, well, I might be waiting for a while. I'm getting kind of hungry, and I'm like, I don't want to get out of the line, and then I lose my space in the line. Let me just chill out, and let me just see, okay, there's a lot of chaos going on right now. Other people start arriving, and they're going to their gates now because, you know, it's like 8 something now. So naturally, more people are coming in the airport, and our whole plane is lined up at this one kiosk. Half hour passes, and I'm like, all right, we still haven't moved. We're probably going to be here for a while. So I pull out my phone, put on Bates Motel season 2. You know what I'm saying? I start watching Bates Motel, whatever. Watching Bates Motel, and I realized, okay, like another half hour has passed. So I'm like, hold on. It's been at this point like a fucking hour now. So it's been an hour, okay? I shit you not. I moved one person. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And frankly, at this point, I don't give a shit. As long as I get to Houston to get my flight to go home, whatever. Maybe this line will be like an hour and a half. You know, there's a lot of people. Maybe 2 hours, whatever. An hour and a half passes. I shit you not. I'm like three people closer. That's it. So at this point, I sit on the ground. So mind you, I have my carry-on luggage. So my big ass bag with my laptop, my camera, things that I'll need on the plane, all that shit, my neck pillow, my sleeping mask, my head's wrapped up because remember, I left the hotel at like 4 a.m. Everything wrapped up, and I'm just sitting on the floor, headphones on, watching my show. Like every time I saw the line move up like in the tiniest amount, I literally just dragged myself on the floor a little closer, dragged my bag, continued watching. 2 hours passes by, more people are lining up, and it looks like a plane that gate that we were at was now a gate for a flight that was leaving, let's say at like 10:30. So there are people coming that were like joining our line, thinking that this is the lineup to board their plane. And we're like, no, this is from a whole different story. So they're like, what the hell? So there's more confusion with that now. So they had to get other people going to another gate now to board that plane, had to make that plane move, all that shit. I'm just like, that's none of my business. That sucks for them. They're dealing with us right now. 2.5 hours passed now, and I'm friggin' irritated. My feet are hurting, my back is hurting, I'm hungry as hell, I'm tired as shit, I have a lot of stuff in my hands, and I still don't know what's going on. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the next plan is. And I'm getting restless. I'm tired, and I'm just overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, this is freaking ridiculous. An hour, like 3 hours passed now, and I'm still waiting in line. 3 fucking hours, okay? So they're like, okay, so whoever's left in line, we're gonna open up another kiosk downstairs. So we're all everyone in the entire flight is irritated. And the people that got served first, I didn't get to talk to them because they were just like out of here. They went to go get food immediately, and they were gone. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what the next plan was. But I did see a flight going to Toronto directly from Liberia. That was like, I think at like 11:45 a.m. or something like that. So I was being hopeful that I could have got, no. It wasn't 11:45. Maybe like 12 o'clock or something. No, 12 o'clock or 11:45, something like that. So I was being hopeful that they would just put me on that flight and send me home because I expected to be compensated for this shit. So after that now, I'm sitting there. They tell us to go downstairs to another area. They'll serve us there. We go downstairs, another lineup. I was in that lineup now for like another fucking hour. At that point, that plane was pretty much boarding at that point. By the time I got to the front of the line, the plane fucking took off. So I was just like, okay, what the fuck is gonna happen now? I'm not seeing any other planes leaving to go to Toronto or anywhere else or anything right now. And the next plane I'm seeing going to Houston leaves at 4 something, and my connecting flight from Houston was at 5 something. That don't make sense. So I get to the lady. This is her. Okay, so can I have your boarding pass, please? I give it to her, and I'm looking at her like, okay, so like what's gonna happen? Am I gonna get a direct flight? Like what's gonna happen? She's like, I'm gonna let you know. I said, okay. So I'm sitting there looking at her like, I'm like, you know, I know this is probably so overwhelming for you guys, but I've been in line for like 4 hours, so I'm just really kind of wondering what's gonna happen at this point. And you know, if you guys are gonna compensate us for our flights, one, and compensate us for our food. Like, we've been in line for a long time and we're all really hungry. So she says, yeah, we're gonna give you a food voucher, just hold on a second, please. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just sitting there, she's doing her thing, I'm just standing there, like, she's just typing away, scanning shit, printing stuff. I'm just sitting there like, standing there again, like, okay. So finally she's done. She's like, okay, so this is going to be your password complimentary breakfast or whatever, and this is going to be a new boarding pass. So this is my new boarding pass. So they gave me a new boarding pass, and this is what she says to me. So you're going to be going in Houston, you're going to be staying there for the night, and you can go home tomorrow. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, so you're going to be on the I think it was 4:25, the 4:25 flight to Houston, and you can go home tomorrow. I'm like, pause for a second. So this is my new boarding pass for Houston for today, okay? So I'm going home tomorrow instead? She said yes. I'm like, do you know what time my flight is going to be tomorrow? She doesn't know, so I'm like, okay, reverse for a second. So when I get to Houston, where am I sleeping for the night if I'm going home tomorrow? When I get to Houston, they'll tell me. How will they tell me? Go to customer service at Houston. So I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, all right, whatever. I just took my shit, annoyed as hell. I'm like, all right, whatever. So she gave me vouchers for me to use to get food there as well, and they were taking care of it. So I go now get the vouchers. So I go to the spot that they were serving food at. It's one little spot. It's a little swanky spot. It was nice in the airport. Got some food and I'm just sitting there chilling. So I did make a little video from there. It was really short because I was so annoyed. I was going to tell you guys what was happening there, but I was so annoyed I just made a little clip. I'm going to insert it. So right now, I'm still at the airport. At that point, that was after all of that bullshit. I got my tickets and then I was getting something to eat. Yeah. So after that now, I'm basically sitting in the airport, laying, waiting, fucking annoyed because ultimately now I could have actually stayed at the hotel until noon and essentially checked out at noon. I didn't have to get up so early now, but I mean, it's not their fault, you know, that there was an issue with the brakes. That's not something that they can change, but it was just so inconvenient and I was just so flustered, annoyed, and fucking overwhelmed because it was so early in the morning. And I just felt like they just didn't care. By the time they got to the people at the end of the line, they're just like, frig, let's just get these people, deal with these people, reroute all these people and just get them the hell out of here. That's the vibe I got from her. And it didn't really bother me at that point because I was just like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. Like whenever, like whatever. Anything that takes me one step closer to getting home is just going to be better for me. So I'm waiting, hanging out, chilling, like, and then finally now it comes close to boarding time. So boarding time was at 3:44 p.m. Boarding now, they say this flight's going to be a very, very busy flight, very packed flight. It will probably run out of overhead space. So if you want to check your luggage, if you want to check your checked bags, we can do that. I said, not a problem. I had a rolling bag. I said, here, take that. They checked it. Cool. Boarded the plane, got on the plane, flew to friggin' Houston, got to Houston at like, let's say 8:30 p.m., went through customs, all that shit. So we go to the turnstile now that where our bags are and we're waiting. So there's a bunch of people that were on the initial 6:45 Houston flight with me that were on this flight that were waiting for their bags. So we noticed, you know, after a couple times the bag went around, my check-on bag was there, I grabbed it. You know, the turnstile went around a couple times and I'm like waiting and I'm wondering, you know, is it just me or did I not see my first suitcase from the first flight, you know? So I noticed that eventually everyone else got their bags and the turnstile was still going and the people that were left were the people that were on the first flight with me. So we were like, okay, something's not adding up because everyone that's left right now that does not have a bag was from the first flight. That's problematic. So we go to this random person that was standing there that works there. And we're like, hey, our bags are not here, but we think our bags may be on flight this from the initial, from our initial. So basically, there's long story short, our initial flight was delayed. There was an issue with the brakes. We had to wait till a plane from Houston brought it down. But we think our bags are still on that first plane. Is that plane set to come here? They said yes. That the initial flight is gonna arrive at about 9:30. So that's like 45 minutes from when we got there. Okay, it's from that time. So I'm like, okay, if they really forgot our shit on that other flight, I'm gonna be fucking annoyed because now I'm further delayed. It's like 8 something at this point. I'm just annoyed. I've been up since 3 a.m. I just want this shit to be over and I want to find out where I'm gonna stay because I'm just overwhelmed at this point. So we go now, we all sit down, we're waiting. We're just crossing our fingers that our stuff is gonna be on the other turnstile. So that flight lands after how fucking long of waiting there. We go, so said, so done. Our bags are on that turnstile, which means they did not move our stuff from the first flight to the second flight. They just left it on that flight. They figured it was going to Houston anyway. If these people were delayed another hour, too freaking bad, basically. So we get our shit annoyed now when we're coming out of the airport and we're like, where the hell is customer service? So everybody just started going separate ways all over the damn place. It was fucking melee because we didn't know where to go. There was no sign that said customer service or anything like that. We didn't know where we're going. So some people went here, some people went there. I just went out the airport and I eventually ended up in freaking arrivals. And I'm like, why the hell am I in arrivals right now? I don't even know what's happening. So I said, you know what? I don't care if I'm in arrivals. I'm going to the front desk at arrivals and someone at arrivals is going to help me because at this point, this is far past ridiculous. I go to the front desk. I saw this lady and I said, you know, I'm probably not supposed to be here right now, but something happened and I just need some help. And I told her the whole situation. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She went and she was like, okay, cool. Went to the desk, did a bunch of typing. And the first thing I noticed is when she was doing some typing, she pulled up something and she was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why would they give you this flight? This doesn't make sense. I don't know what was happening, but she said she's going to change my flight. And I said, okay, well, what time is my flight going to be in the morning? She said, just to give you a little bit of time because the flight they have you on now does not make sense. She said she'll give me a flight for like, I think it was 11:48. No, boarding begins at 11:40 a.m. So the flight departed at 12:15 p.m. Okay. So I'm like, okay, that's not a bad flight. So where am I staying for the night? She said, first of all, before all that, she said the initial flight they gave me was at like 5 something or 6 something in the morning. At this point now, after all this shit, it's like 10 something at night. It was like 5 something in the morning. So I'm like, okay, that would have been mad fucking early. And quite frankly, I would have been so groggy, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. She gave me a later flight. I said, okay, cool. At this point, I'm already delayed. I know I'm going to miss work, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So she gives me some information, all my paperwork. She gave me a food voucher, a hotel voucher. This is what I have left. Like, I had a bunch of this shit, okay? So I get the vouchers and I say, okay, so where am I staying for the night? She does this random search. It tells me I'm staying at the Holiday Inn on JFK Boulevard. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't remember staying at a Holiday Inn before. I think I've been to one in Toronto, but I don't remember staying at one before. It can't be so bad. Like, whatever. I just went out, just like, whatever. So I went to the front. She said, call your transfers. They'll come and get, no, she said the transfers will be waiting. When I get to the front, first of all, there's no transfers waiting. I had to turn off airplane mode to Google the number, to find the number for the transfers, to call them, okay? Because I'm in Houston, I'm from Toronto. So I called them, they're like, yo, okay, we're gonna send someone right now. But when I first called, the girl was just like, hello, I'm like, hi, I'm at the airport. Is there a transfer here already or are they gonna send one? She's like, he's gonna be on his way. I'm like, oh, okay, she's like, all right, bye. I'm like, wait, what does it look like? Like, what is the transfer gonna be? It's like, it's gonna be a black car. I said, okay. She hangs up. I'm like, a black car? That's very fucking specific. So I'm waiting there, waiting. After like 15 minutes, I see some other people now that were on the first flight with me and they're like, hey, oh my gosh, how are you? Like, what happened? Like, where are you going? And I'm like, well, apparently I'm going to the Holiday Inn on JFK Boulevard. Where are you guys going? Like, oh, we're going to the Sheridan. Oh, we're going to the Sheridan. We're going to the Radisson. We're going here. We're going there. So I'm like, at that moment in my head, I'm like, why the hell did I get the Holiday Inn? Everyone else is grouped up. I'm literally by myself. There's groups of people going to the same hotels. Why am I going to this random hotel by myself? I'm already not comfortable. I'm in a place I've never been before. And I was just like, all right, at this point, whatever. Let me just get to the damn hotel, get some damn food, get to sleep, and just call this night a fucking night. So after like 20 minutes, the transfer's not there yet. So I call back again. A gentleman answers. He was really nice. And he said, okay, the transfer will be there shortly. He'll be in a black truck that says Holiday Inn on the side. About 10 minutes later, so now I'm waiting for like a half hour. So at this point, after all of this, it's honestly like 11 o'clock at night, okay? Like 10:45, 11 at night. So I'm tired. So I go to the transfer now. He comes out, helps me with my bags. I go in the car, and he and I were chit-chatting a bit. You know, it wasn't too far from the hotel, from the airport. It was like maybe like 10 minutes, 7 minutes drive. And as he's pulling up into the Holiday Inn, I'm like, this is where I'm staying. Mind you, I was just staying at Four Seasons, okay? 5-star hotel at Four Seasons, you know? And to be very honest, like if it was any other situation, I might have acted differently or I might have been in a different headspace. But given all the inconvenience we experienced, we thought they would have at least housed us, or I expected that they would have housed us somewhere really nice, considering everything, just so we're comfortable since we've already been so tired traveling for so long and all that shit. I didn't get housed comfortably. Other people did. Whatever. I pull up to the friggin' Holiday Inn now, and I'm just like, and as I walk in, I go to the front and I'm looking around and I'm like, first of all, it smelled like mold. And I'm walking in, I'm just like, you're fucking kidding me right now. And my face just kind of dropped. I was just kind of like, I go to the front desk. The girl literally went like this, had a stapler, clip, and just gave me my paper like this. And I'm like, I gave her the paper that they gave me to take care of the hotel. And I was like, oh, how did you guys know I was coming? Did the airline call? She's like, no. I'm like, oh. And the guy goes, this happens all the time with United Airlines. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, we have like a, what do you say? We have like a partnership with them because this happens all the time. So right then and there, that told me you probably don't want to fly with United Airlines again, in my opinion. So I'm going to show you live footage from the morning after I woke up, after staying in the room for that night. And I'm going to tell you everything else that happened. And we're going to go right there. We couldn't find who we were supposed to speak with that was going to tell us what hotel we're staying in and give us our food vouchers and arrange our transportation. It was literally a fucking shit show. I pretty much kind of broke down. Not kind of broke down, I cried. I straight up cried. This is just not what I had expected, the hotel. Coming from the hotel that I just came from, I just did not expect this. I was just tired, already overwhelmed, frustrated with how everything is going. And when I got to the hotel, first of all, when I was calling them to arrange my transfer, the girl that picked up, her customer service was just like, it was just not what I'm accustomed to. So I was just a little caught off guard for that, but I still said whatever. And when I got to the front desk, they just handed me the key for my room, and I was like, oh, did the airline call you guys? How did you guys already know? And they said, well, no, just here's your key. They didn't really explain to me or anything. It was just like, here's your key. Okay, you can go this way to your room. I'm like, all right, cool. As I'm walking down this hallway, I'm just like, okay, well, this is a long ass hallway. I'm seeing like doors that have like wood covering the doors. That already made me feel a little unsafe. There was this weird guy in the hallway. He didn't speak English at all, and he was like catcalling me and just like, oh, licking his lips at me and just doing the absolute fucking most. And I just felt uncomfortable. When I got to my room and I opened the door and I came in, I was just like, I was afraid to even, I can't even explain to you. I just felt so overwhelmed, unsafe, uncertain, and very uncomfortable. Though literally how I felt. So I turned on all the lights in here. I walked around, and the toilet isn't even cleaned. There's like a vent, I'm thinking, in the wall that's like busted open. The tissue box on top of, or like there's like a garbage on top of the sink that's filled. The tub isn't really cleaned. So with all of that being said, I clearly don't trust the towels or the rags. I came into the room. It's a room with 2 double beds, which is not a big deal at all. There's like stains on the side table. My room phone doesn't work. The room is cold. I had to take the blanket off the other bed and put over top of me on the second bed. I kept this long sleeve on when I went to sleep, and I had tights under my sweatpants that I kept on when I went to sleep. I literally didn't even put my face on these pillows. I just stacked them up, put my back against it, and took my travel pillow and put her on my neck and just kind of slept against my travel pillow. The TV channels, some of them don't work. It's just, the room is really dark. One bulb is blown from that lamp right there. I I feel like I was just really shocked. I went back downstairs and I couldn't even get back downstairs. So after I put my stuff away, basically I went downstairs. I was trying to find, there's an elevator closest to my room that when I went in took me to some place downstairs that didn't lead anywhere, so I had to take the elevator back up to the second floor. And when I came around the hallway, I had to pass that creepy guy again. I basically asked him, you know, how do I get downstairs, because the stairs don't lead to the lobby, they lead to outside, and there's these doors covered with like plastic, and I was not about to go there. So I asked him for help. He basically said he didn't know anything. I said okay. Went to the elevator that I came up from, which was closest to another side of the building. I went in the elevator, pressed 1. 2 times the door tried to close, it wouldn't close, so I came out the elevator. I was like, okay, I came out of the elevator. I'm like, I'm not using that. I'm not about to get stuck in this elevator right now. Hell no. Went to the guy because I figured he knew the place. Who else could I ask right now? And my room phone doesn't work. I couldn't call anyone from my room and ask for help. And I basically said to him, you know, how can I go downstairs? He showed me another elevator. And as I went in the elevator, he's like, licking his lips at me and doing all this weird shit. Like, so at that point, I was just like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to deal with being here. Fine. I was like, you know what? You're only staying here literally overnight. Your flight is in the afternoon. You'll be out of here in the morning. Went downstairs, went to the front desk, and the same gentleman that, one of the gentlemen that were at the front, I basically asked him, you know, where the transfer guys, because I like to get some food. And to be honest, prior to me even finally getting downstairs, I started thinking, like, is this a sign? Like, should I not go downstairs? Should I just stay in my room for the night and just not even worry about eating tonight? But I said, you know what, Tanisha, you've been up since 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m., traveling and shit and being delayed. So you need to get something in your system. So I said, okay, whatever. He said to me, you know, the guy with the transfer is gone right now, but I could just take you. So he was so nice. He was such a nice gentleman. And I feel like maybe there's a reason I met him. I was definitely supposed to go downstairs because he made me feel so much better. So I got in the car with him. He brought me over to this place called Hot Biscuits. Completely fucking rundown diner. I ordered my food to go, and as I was sitting in there, I saw some other people that were on my flight as well, that were on the first delayed flight with me. So they come in and they're like, oh hey, how are you? And they could just see my face and I'm just fucking distraught. So they're like, whoa, like, you don't look so good. I'm like, yeah, I know. What hotel are you guys staying at? They're like, oh, right there. It was like, I think the Ramadan or some hotel like that. And I remember some other people were at the Sheraton. So I'm like, am I the only person that went to the fucking shit ass Holiday Inn? Like, what the fuck? They said honestly they don't know. All of them got into the hotel next door, nice ass hotel right next door to the place. So I kind of right there, I just kind of felt like, and I got emotional. Like, I felt my eyes welting up and I'm like, whoa, like I feel like I'm gonna cry right now. So I literally got up after I ordered my food. I got up and walked into the bathroom and I just started crying. I literally started crying. And I picked up my phone, I turned off airplane mode, turned on roaming, tried to make a phone call, person didn't answer, I hung up. And then I said, you know what, Ted, just cry, deal with it. So I started messaging my cousins, one of my cousins and my girlfriend, and letting her know, like, yo, I'm literally about to cry, like, what the hell? So I come out the bathroom now, I go back over. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I was so flustered that I forgot my food vouchers. It's 10:15. I gotta go downstairs so I can catch this transfer to get me to the airport on time. The transfer comes at 10:30. So before I even went into the bathroom, when I went into the restaurant and I asked her for the food, the menu, I realized that I forgot my friggin' food transfers. So United Air gave us 3 food transfers and I friggin' forgot them. So at that moment I was like, are you fucking joking right now? So I went to the car and I told the guy it's okay, and he's like, what's wrong? And I said, no, I just had these food vouchers that I forgot. It's really, honestly, it's okay. I'll just go back to my room. I'm just over this. Like, I'll go back. Let's just go back to the hotel. He's like, no, it's okay. He's like, I'll buy your food. And I'm like, what do you mean you buy my food? I said, no, it's all right. You don't need to buy my food. It's fine. Like, it's honestly, I just want to go back to the hotel. He's like, no, like, it's like, it's okay. He's like, you're hungry. He's like, you had a long day. He's like, I don't mind buying the food for you. It's okay. And I was just sitting there. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. He's like, just go get the food. Just come let me know the total and I'll come and get it for you. And I said, okay. So I went back, went inside, got the menu, whatever, ordered what I wanted. And as I ordered, I went to the desk and she was giving me the total, and he came inside, paid for me. He's like, see, not a problem, don't worry about it. He was such a nice man. Oh my God. Got my food. Got back in the car, and then I was crying. I kind of started tearing again, and he's just like, you know, what's wrong? He said, don't worry, you'll be okay, man. Don't worry about it. Like, you know, you're leaving out of here in the morning. Like, it's okay. You'll be fine. You know, you got your food now. Just go back to your room and relax. And I couldn't really tell him, like, you know, the room is, like, completely not up to par. You know, I didn't want to say that. I just said, yeah, you know, you're right. I'll be leaving in the morning. I just told him I feel really overwhelmed. And then I mentioned the guy in the hallway, and he said, you know what? If you want to switch rooms, let me know. Just give us a call when you go upstairs. And I kind of started laughing, and I said, you know, my phone doesn't even work, so it's not like I could just call and be like, oh, hey, this is that, or oh, hey, you know, there's some creepy, my phone doesn't even work. So he's like, all right, when we get back to the hotel, you know, go upstairs, you eat your food, you let me know if, you know, if you come back downstairs and let us know if you want to change rooms. It's not a problem. We can do that for you. It's not a problem at all. I said, okay, you know, thank you. And I told him, like, you know, thank you. I really appreciate it, because you didn't have to do any of this for me. And, like, I appreciate it, because he really made me feel better. I came back upstairs, came in here, literally ate my food, took the blanket off that bed, because there wasn't even like a comforter. It's like a blanket like this, off of the second bed, and I put it over this one. So I doubled this one because I was cold. And I propped the pillows up against like that. So I propped the pillows up like that, and then my back was against there. And then I literally used this travel pillow around my neck like this. I basically slept sitting up. Basically, I slept sitting up. And just to give you an idea of what the room looks like, I'm gonna give you a quick little look around. Like, this is when you come in, and it's like this. And then bathroom. You can't see, but there's stains in there. There's some stains in there too. The tub is like, tub is actually dirty. There's that like busted vent, then just like this, that's not even empty. That I came in, it was like that. There's a stain in there too. And then you come over here, there's this bed here, this second bed here, and then there's some stains. There's some stains here. That phone doesn't work. And then what also tripped me out is this, like, hold on, I'm gonna show you guys. Traveler safety tip, telling me, like, basically don't fucking answer the door. Don't use the main entrance, don't use the back entrance, close the door when you're leaving, don't display your room keys in restaurants, swimming pool, jewelry, like, just all this stuff that just made me feel like, am I in a fucking hotel, or am I in a fucking rundown motel? Or a friggin', like, juvenile detention center or something like this. It tells you, like, deadbolt the door when you come in. Like, yo, I literally have to go downstairs now. Thank God I'm getting out of here. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I guess I'll get back to you guys when I hit Toronto. So yeah, as you can see, I was just pissed off, frustrated, stressed out, overwhelmed at just everything, because I just felt like, really, like, this is the fucking shithole you guys had me in. Like, it was so bad. Like, it didn't even click to me to pull out my phone to take pictures of the doors that had plastic covered over it, the boarded up doors, to make a video of the elevator not closing and opening, and like everything, and the creepy guy, and just a rundown. Like, I was just like, holy shit. Like, it was such a bad, I know I was in Houston for like literally a couple hours, but it was just such a bad experience. I was so stressed out. I was so overwhelmed, and I broke down. I really did, because I was just so caught off guard. And I was just like, this is how you guys house us after all the inconvenience like this? Like, this was just so shit. Like, if you know the place looks like this, like, why would you even have this as an option in an event of something happening like this? Like, you think your guests are gonna be happy? No. But that was my story of that whole situation. Like, you could see in the video how I look. I look like shit. Like, I was clearly rubbing it very, very rough. But if you like this story, I have a lot more story times coming. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button. If you've already been here, you already know what it is. Thank you for rocking with me. Smash that bell notification so you know when I post videos. And thank you for watching. Bye.